Good day to everyone. This slide presentation will provide you text and audio. You are able to control the learning pace. As compared to video recording, this PowerPoint is prepared in a smaller size. We hope everyone is able to download this PowerPoint. The only drawback is the absence of face-to-face interaction. For audit purposes, you are required to answer a quiz after the completion of this lecture. At the end of this lecture, students should be able to describe the basic concepts of computer network and explain about the internet and web technologies. First, describe the basic concept of computer network and its components. Second, explain how the internet technology and the web technology works. Third, describe various types of internet functionalities and web applications. We will explore the terms related to basic telecommunication and computer network concepts. You might be exposed to many technical terms in this chapters. But let's get it through slowly. Look at the first statement, why businesses nowadays need to collect more data. The data can be data on marketing, sales, user internet behavior, or user expenditure behavior. Whoever get the data, they knows the consumer behaviors. They could advertise related products to the consumers. In terms of sales, the data has to be fast and reliable to ensure smooth update of marketing strategy. In terms of supply chain, the supply between different departments can be coordinate and adjust smoothly via internet or intranet. These connectivity reduce the time and distance for decision making. The faster a company change according to the consumer trend, the more cost-effective and productive. This is important for the survival of a company which is otherwise turns outdated. Telecommunication refers to the transmission of electronic signals such as data, voice, or video for communications over significant distances using wide range of information transmitting technologies such as telephones, microwave, satellite, radio, TV broadcast, and internet. The figure shows a general model of telecommunications. The model starts with a sending unit number 1, such as a person, a computer system, a terminal, or another device, that originates the message. The sending unit transmits a signal to a modem that can perform many tasks, which can include converting the signal into a different form or from one type to another. The modem then sends the signal through a medium. A telecommunications medium is any material substance that carries an electronic signal to support communications between a sending and a receiving device. Another modem connected to the receiving device receives the signal. The whole process can be reversed, where the receiving unit or computer number 2 can send another message to the original sending unit or computer number 1. A network consists of 2 or more computers connected together and they can communicate and share resources such as information, hardware, and software. Do you prefer transfer of a data via email or pen drive? Data transfer via email can be completed via clicks. Every activities you do on the network are recorded and can be traced. On the other hand, data sharing via pen drive require you to physically passing the pen drive to the receiver. A printer can be shared by all staff in a small room, rather than having each a printer. This would reduce the problem with small space and the cost to maintain many printers. Bear in mind that hardware keep on advancing, it is costly to upgrade all if you have a lot of units. Bandwidth is the rate at which data is transmitted. It is an important property of telecommunication. Data rate measured in bits, not bytes, per seconds. For example, a transmission speed of 10 Mbps simply mean 10 megabits per second. 8 bits equals to 1 byte. 1000 bytes equals to 1 kilobytes. 1000 KB equals to 1 megabytes. The bytes are measured in bit in the multiplication of the power of 2. That is why you will get 1024 instead of 1000. We used to say 1000 because it's easier for communication and calculation. Estimate how many seconds to transfer a 100 megabytes file over 5 Mbps wireless connection? You have to convert 100 megabytes into unit of bit. Therefore, you have to multiply 108 bits. You will get 800 megabits per second. Then, you can divide 800 megabits by 5 megabits per second. You will get 160 seconds. These are the common internet package that we see in the advertisement. Can you calculate the time needed to complete the transfer of a 100 megabyte file? You must know at least the calculation. Anyhow, the transmission speed is not always as ideal as what we think. Many other factors that affects the rate of transmission. The connection will be slower if: Number 1, your computer hardware such as memory, network card, or CPU performance is deteriorating. Number 2, the number of user lead to bottleneck effect of data transmission. Number 3, the presence of virus in your computer. Number 4, the software is not upgraded to meet the latest transmission protocol. Number 5, interference of weather in terms of broadband transmission. Number 6, the capacity of the website server that you visit. Anyhow, the transmission speed is not always as ideal as what we think. Many other factors that affects the rate of transmission. The connection will be slower if: Number 1, your computer hardware such as memory, network card, or CPU performance is deteriorating. Number 2, the number of user lead to bottleneck effect of data transmission. Number 3, the presence of virus in your computer. Number 4, the software is not upgraded to meet the latest transmission protocol. Number 5, interference of weather in terms of broadband transmission. Number 6, the capacity of the website server that you visit. TM can be divided into two categories. Guided, communication signals are guided along a solid medium. For example, cable or fiber optic. Wireless, communication signal is broadcast over airwaves as a form of electromagnetic radiation. It can be 2.5 GHz or 5 GHz. Guided transmission media includes twisted wire, the unshielded wire. It is made of copper wire twisted in pairs. It is widely used in phone, Ethernet, and modem services. Can be used for analog and digital signals. On the other hand, the coaxial cable is a shielded wire. The inner conductor wire is insulated. It is faster and more interference-free than twisted pair. However, it is difficult to be installed, and it does not support analog signals. It is more expensive as well. In terms of fiber optics, it is made of many extremely thin strands of glass fiber bound together into a sheeting or cover. Data is transmitted in form of pulses of light beam. The transmission rate is high. There is less distortion of signal. However, the installation is technically demanding, and it is more expensive. Wireless communication involves the broadcast or delivery of communication in one of the following three frequency ranges: their radio frequency, microwave frequency, and infrared frequency. The frequency is increasing in order, but the effective working distance vary among them. Infrared has the shortest working distance. Which one do you think has the longest working distance? Terrestrial microwaves are transmitted by line-of-sight devices, so the line of sight between the transmitter and receiver must be unobstructed. Typically, microwave stations are placed in a series where one station receives a signal, amplifies it, and retransmits it to the next microwave transmission tower. Such stations can be located roughly 50 kilometers apart before the curvature of the Earth makes it impossible for the towers to see one another. Microwave signals can carry thousands of channels at the same time. Because they are line-of-sight transmission devices, microwave dishes are frequently placed in relatively high locations, such as mountains, towers, or tall buildings. A communications satellite also operates in the microwave frequency range. The satellite receives the signal from the Earth station, amplifies the relatively weak signal, and then rebroadcasts it at a different frequency. The advantage of satellite communications is that satellites can receive and broadcast over large geographic regions. Such problems as the curvature of the Earth, mountains, and other structures that block the line of sight microwave transmission make satellites an attractive alternative. This table shows the transmission speed of different transmission medium, both guided and wireless transmission media. You might need to compare the media in terms of speed, cost, and coverage distance. Near-field communication is a very short-range wireless connectivity technology designed for payment using cell phones and credit cards. Near-field communication operates on globally available unlicensed radio frequency of 13.56 MHz, which has data rate of 424 kilobit per second. Bluetooth is a wireless communications for phones, computers, printers, and other electronic devices to automatically connect and exchange information over distances of 3 to 10 meter at about 2 megabit per second rate. Bluetooth operates on high frequency range of 2.4 to 2.5 GHz, which has data rate of 2.1 bit per second. Wi-Fi is a wireless telecommunication technology brand owned by Wi-Fi Alliance. The alliance exists to improve the interoperability of wireless local area network products based on the IEEE 802.11 series of telecommunication standards. The standards determine the way data are sent from one device to another using Wi-Fi. Identifying the strengths of the underlying technology of a cell phone is simple as long as you understand the meaning of 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G. 1G refers to the first generation of wireless cellular technology, 2G refers to the second generation of technology, and so on. As you might expect, subsequent generations are faster and contain improved or new features. Most wireless carriers currently support both 4G and 3G technology, which is handy when your location allows your phone to operate only at 3G speeds. Since 1G was introduced in the early 1980s, a new wireless mobile telecommunications technology has been released roughly every 10 years. All of them refer to the technology used by the mobile carrier and device itself. They have different speeds and features that improve on the previous generation. The next generation is 5G, which is scheduled to launch in 2020. Briefly, 1G allows voice call only. 2G supports SMS and MMS. 3G allows data transfer, which include video calls, and mobile data internet. 4G allows faster data transfer rate that support real-time operations such as online game and market stock monitoring. 5G is the fastest wireless technology that allows reduced time gap between two ends, to an extent unperceivable by human. Network interface card enable personal computer to connect to a computer network. Each card will have a unique MAC address that is a unique physical address set according to IEEE. A hub plays role is sending packets to all ports, thus divided the bandwidth equally. On the other hand, a switch does the same thing like hub, but it is equipped with intelligent. The data will only be sent to the desired computer based on MAC address. This will reduce unnecessary use of the bandwidth. A router means to route or transfer data packets along network until that packet reaches the desired MAC address. A router is typically connected to at least two networks. For example, local area network to local area network, metropolitan area network to the internet. A router uses headers and forwarding tables to determine the best path for forwarding the packets, as well as ICMP protocols to communicate between two hosts. Both devices are used to regulate network traffic between two or more separate networks. Routers regulate traffic between similar networks using similar transmission control protocol/internet protocol. It is used within a local area network. A router that connects different network is known as gateway. A gateway always has to be a router, but a router does not have to be a gateway. Using the proper devices and solutions can help you defend your network. Here are the most common types of network security devices that can help you secure your network against external attacks. A firewall device is one of the first lines of defense in a network because it isolates one network from another. Firewalls can be standalone systems or they can be included in other infrastructure devices, such as routers or servers. You can find both hardware and software firewall solutions. Firewalls exclude unwanted and undesirable network traffic from entering the organization's systems. Depending on the organization's firewall policy, the firewall may completely disallow some traffic or all traffic, or it may perform a verification on some or all of the traffic. Intrusion detection system, a device or application that analyzes whole packets, both header and payload, looking for known events. When a known event is detected, a log message is generated detailing the event. Intrusion prevention system, a device or application that analyzes whole packets, both header and payload, looking for known events. When a known event is detected, the packet is rejected. A network topology is the arrangement of a network, including its nodes and connecting lines. There are bus, star, mesh, tree, ring, and point-to-point topologies. For bus topology, every workstation is connected to a main cable called the bus. In other words, each workstation is directly connected to every other workstation in the network. For star topology, a central computer or server connects directly to all workstations, i.e. each workstation is indirectly connected to every other through the central computer. For ring topology, the workstations are connected in a closed-loop configuration. Adjacent pairs of workstations are directly connected. If a token ring protocol is used in a star or ring topology, the signal travels in only one direction, carried by a so-called token from node to node. For mesh topology, it employs either full mesh and partial mesh. In full mesh, each workstation is connected directly to each of the others. In partial mesh, only some workstations are connected to all the others. For tree topology, it uses two or more star networks connected together. The central computers of the star networks are connected to a main bus. Thus, a tree network is a bus network of star networks. For P2P, it is the simplest topology with a dedicated link between two endpoints. A personal area network, PAN, is a wireless network that connects information technology devices close to one person. With a PAN, you can connect a laptop, digital camera, and portable printer without cables. You can download digital image data from the camera to the laptop and then print it on a high-quality printer, all wirelessly. Additionally, a PAN enables data captured by sensors placed on your body to be transmitted to your smartphone as input to applications that can serve as calorie trackers, heart monitors, glucose monitors, and pedometers. Local area network or LAN is a small network constrained to a small geographic area, e.g. a room, a floor, a building. LAN is usually connected using Ethernet technology such as twisted pair cable or wireless, network interface card, hub, and signaling standards. The communication was done following IEEE 802.3 standards. The standard control how computers communicate over a shared media, either via guided or wireless transmission media. LAN can be configured as peer-to-peer or client/server setting. Client/server configuration usually uses network operating system. A LAN can use star, bus, or ring topology. Wireless local area network operate based on high-frequency radio signal that is either 2.4 or 5 GHz. It requires compatible standards. 802.11 AC standard enable 1300 megabit per second throughput using 5 GHz band covering area up to 50 meters. An access point is a device that can connect other wireless devices together to its network. In terms of infrastructure setup, wireless devices connect to the Internet via access point wirelessly. An access point connects to the Internet by wired. It can be set as ad hoc/peer-to-peer mode. Wireless devices communicate with each other directly. With tethering capability, we can turn smartphone into access point to share Internet. Hotspot is an area covered by WLAN service by an access point. With a Wi-Fi wireless network, the user's computer, smartphone, or other mobile device that has a wireless adapter can translate data into a radio signal and transmits it using an antenna. A wireless access point, which consists of a transmitter with an antenna, receives the signal and decodes it. The access point then sends the information to the Internet over a wired connection. When receiving data, the wireless access point takes the information from the Internet, translates it into a radio signal, and sends it to the device's wireless adapter. These devices typically come with built-in wireless transmitters and software to enable them to alert the user to the existence of a Wi-Fi network. The area covered by one or more interconnected wireless access points is called a hotspot. Current Wi-Fi access points have a maximum range of about 100 meters outdoors and 30 meters within a dry-walled building. Wi-Fi has proven so popular that hotspots are popping up in places such as airports, coffee shops, college campuses, libraries, restaurants, and hotels' premises. Hundreds of cities in the United States have implemented municipal Wi-Fi networks for use by meter readers and other municipal workers and to provide Internet access to their citizens and visitors. For metropolitan area network, the scope is between LAN and WAN. I has limited distance. It is faster and less expensive than WAN. A network that uses long-range telecom. Links to connect two or more local area network housed in different places such as towns, states, or countries and are far apart like span broad geographic distances. For examples, network of our campus, broadband cable network, Internet. A wide area network might consist combination of switched lines, dedicated lines, microwave, satellite communications. A private wide area network expensive to support. For example, our school are using the setting of local area network. A few schools together we are called metropolitan network. Wide area network apply when a few campuses are counted together. We have router and gateway in our network system. Now we will come across Internet and web technologies. What do we understand by the Internet? What do we understand by the web? What are their underlying technologies? Networking. Internet is originated from ARPANET in USA. ARPANET is a backbone for interconnection of regional academic and military networks in 1980s. Internet is the most well-known and the largest implementation of computer networking, a network of networks, linking millions of networks all over the world. Mainly use TCP/IP protocol to link network devices worldwide. The combined hardware of cables, routers, gateways, communication towers, fiber optic cables, that span the globe over land and undersea, and satellites of large network service providers, NSPs, are what make up the Internet. The Internet transmits data from one computer, or we called it a host, to another. If the receiving computer is on a network to which the first computer is directly connected, it can send the message directly. If the receiving and sending computers are not directly connected to the same network, the sending computer relays the message to another computer that can forward it. The message is typically sent through one or more routers to reach its destination. It is not unusual for a message to pass through a dozen or more routers on its way from one part of the Internet to another. Intranet is a private network contained within an enterprise. An intranet could be LANs and WANs. On the other hand, an internet is a public network of networks. Both intranet and internet are using transfer control protocol or intern protocol network protocol. There are the standard for signal transfer. An internet service provider is a commercial organization with a permanent internet connection. They sells temporary connections to its subscribers. For example, Tnet, Cellcom, Maxis, DG, Umobile, Unify, Yes, etc. To connect to the internet through internet service provider, you need to have an account with the internet service provider, for example Maxis, software, browser, and devices, PC or smartphone, that support TCP/IP connection. Dial-up is the first internet for home, uses a modem and normal phone line to call and connect to the internet service provider server. Using analog line and speed is limited up to 56 kilobytes per second only. Rapidly replaced by broadband internet service using DSL technology that offers higher speed and always connected. Then, cell phone carrier companies also provide wireless broadband internet access for smartphone, notebooks, and tablets. Recently, fiber optic broadband internet is offered by telecommunication companies which give very high speed connection. Network protocols are rules that must be followed for communication by all connected computers, also known as hosts. There are various standards for different purposes of communication. These protocols are layered such that each one relies on the protocols that underlie it. Hypertext Transport Protocol, or HTTP, is a standard used to transfer pages on the web. Defines how messages are formatted and transmitted. Transfer Control Protocol, TCP/IP, is set of rules used to pass packets from one host to another. IP protocol defines the internet address for the hosts. The encapsulation method is data, segment, packet, frame, bit. When the data arrives at the transport layer, the protocols at the layer start the process of data encapsulation. When a protocol on the sending host adds data to the packet header, the process is called data encapsulation. The data is broken into smaller pieces and then the TCP header is added. At this point, the data at the transport layer is called a segment. At the network layer, the data which includes the transport header and the upper information is called a packet. The data which includes the network layer header, transport layer header and upper layer information is called a frame. A bit is the smallest unit of data transfer on a computer network. It represents the two binary values, that is 0 and 1. Because people prefer to work with words rather than numbers, a system called the Domain Name System, DNS, was created. DNS provide primary directory service. It maps the website name or URL and the IP address. In case of phone directory, the seller name maps with the number. DNS distribute ranges of IPs to registrars. Now, 500 registrars. Registrars responsible for top-level domain or TLD. Apply to a registrar for appropriate TLD and subdomains. A uniform resource locator, also known as URL, is a web address that specifies the exact location of a web page using letters and words that map to an IP address and a location on the host. Every node of an Internet Protocol network, such as a computer, router, or network printer, is assigned an IP address that is used to locate and identify the node in communications with other nodes on the network. If a device has several network interfaces, then each interface must have at least one distinct IP address assigned to it. For example, a laptop might have a wireless network interface and a wired network interface using a network cable, and this would require a total of 2 IP addresses, one per interface. For IP version 4, A 32-bit address is arranged in 4 groups of decimals of 0 to 255 separated by a dot, for example 74.125.19.147. About 4.3 billion addresses, now in shortage due to increase in human population and the devices used. IP version 6, which is a 128-bit address, arranged in 8 groups of hexadecimals, provide about 3.4 times 10 to the power of 38 addresses. These are the examples of generic top-level domain and country code top-level domain. Now, we have to know how is the Internet works. The Internet is the backend and the web is the frontend. Backend are the code and settings. Frontend are the user interface. The web consists of server and client software, hypertext transfer protocol or HTTP protocol, standards, markup, and web programming languages that combine together to deliver information and services over the Internet. Markup language combines text, hypermedia, graphics, and sound. Use GUI for easy viewing. Markup language includes HTML, XML, CSV. Web programming language such as JavaScript, Java, PHP, is used for more complex data processing. Browser is a software in a client computer used to access a web page, in a web server on the network or Internet, handle HTTP protocols, and interpret web languages into content and interface. The web pages were designed to make information easy to find and organize. A web page can jump to another web page in another web server easily through clicking on a hyperlink, created the illusion web pages in div. Servers are connected. Hyperlink is a special text/graphic on a web page. When clicked, open a new web page of related content. Now we come across the applications of Internet and web technologies. What are applications of the Internet and web? Virtual Private Network or VPN is a secure connection between 2 points across a public network to transmit a corporate data. A private network or tunnel using a public network. It's like a private lane on a highway. Tunneling means the connection is encrypted using cryptography keys. Only sender and receiver with the keys can decrypt the connection to normal data. Once established, local node appears to be a node in the private network in a secure manner. VPN provides a low-cost alternative to a private network. File Transfer Protocol or FTP is a protocol that supports file transfers between a host and a remote computer. Users can copy files from one computer to another. SFTP gives secure connection. Over the years, the web has evolved from one-way to two-way resource where users obtain and also contribute information such as on YouTube and Wikipedia. For social networking, websites provide tools for users to share information about them with group of peoples with the same interests, e.g. Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn. The web has grown in power to support full-blown application and becoming a computing platform itself. We can run a program online without installation. A rich Internet application is web software that has the functionality and complexity of traditional software but runs in browser and does not require local installation. These two major trends change how people, business, and org use the web, creating a paradigm shift to Web 2.0. All these advancements take time to build. Decades by decades to get to today's technology. Cloud computing/services refers to a computing environment where software and storage are provided as an internet service and accessed using browser. By outsourcing business information systems to the cloud, a business saves on system design, installation, and maintenance. For example, Google store the email of many users, calendars, contacts, and to-do lists. iCloud allows people to store their documents, music, photos, and apps. Office 365 provides online storage and Office Suite Online. Facebook provides social interaction and can store personal photos. Online information sources. The web has become the most popular source for information and daily news or when people are faced with a challenge or question. Information are at our fingertips if we know what we want. In Google News, the website supports text, photo, audio, and video. In education and training, the advancements in interactive web technology support engaging experience such as Kahoot. In business, company's website provides info about its business, products, marketing, and customer support. A search engine is a valuable tool that enables you to find information on the web by specifying keywords. The search engine market is dominated by Google, others are Yahoo, Bing, Ask, Baidu, etc. Search engine follow and catalog every web page and links using spiders, a web crawler program. It ranked them using unique algorithm and stored in a database. A keyword search at Google isn't a search of the web, but a search on the database. The database is continuously checked and refreshed so that it is an accurate reflection of the current status of the web. Other web applications includes the followings. Email, a common form of internet communication that supports text, HTML content, and sharing documents. Instant messaging, an online, real-time communication between two or more people who are connected to internet. Teleconference allows participants log on to common software that allows broadcasting their PC display to group. Blogging and podcasting allows equal sharing of personal experiences and opinions to a group of people. Music and video streaming, a method of playing a large media file while download, such as Spotify, YouTube. Ebook, popularized by Amazon's Kindle and PDF. Audiobook is popularized by iPod and iPhone. Online games and entertainment is now a huge market. It is very dynamic and competitive. Most giant IT companies involved has multitude of games for all ages, include single or multi-user games. Shopping online offers convenient, cost-effective, almost can buy anything, postal shipping, buyer protection system, and there is auction sites too. Travel, geolocation, and navigation. There are software that provides journey assistance to overcome travel risk, save time and budget, booking hotels and flights.